So what Farm Fresh was targeting then, with the name of the company that runs Farm Fresh is Integrated Dairies Limited. What they were targeting, the audience they were targeting, were clearly like the high-end audience, people that is not put on gem from 7 to 9 p.m. and put it off. Your fridge will always be on to ensure that you take care of that. And they also target people that they even have a product called Fresh Milk. That Fresh Milk cannot last for more than 9 days. So you buy it now, 9 days, if you don't use it, it's gone. So they had people that were targeting like the premium audience. But it meant that, because in Nigeria, of course, the premium audience is not a very large audience. They were leaving money on the table for the middle class earners. And they wanted to bring Refresh into the market. Of course, you know the regular competitors against Refresh, which I will not be naming, and things like that. So it required us to then say that we're coming to the market with a product that is not necessarily cheaper than what you get from these other brands. What we are saying is that if you take one bottle of our yogurt, 57 bottles of our yogurt, the satisfaction and the feeling you get from it is more than what you will get from 2 packs of any other alternative yogurt. Why? The viscosity, the thickness, and the feeling is more than that. And we did tests, we compared, we asked people, okay, these are 2 packs of this yogurt, which gives you 1 liter. Buy them, try it, see how much it fills you up, and compare with Refresh. So at the point, we even started to do a campaign called A Meal in a Bottle. There was not just yogurt, it was like you eating food, and you could take it for yourself. We launched it, I think, around the time people were fasting, and it worked a lot for us. Are we together? So we started from the fact that no other yogurt in the market, apart from Farm Fresh, which is the premium yogurt, had as much filling as Refresh, and we latched onto that and we pushed on for that. The last example I will give before I then talk about market entry strategies, of course, handling competition is question? Okay. Is Senua. When I started at Senua, we started off like, okay, you want to buy dollars, you want to give people easier access to getting dollars. You know, the time people do, there was this craze of, I want to save the dollars, and I want to invest in dollars. But our promise was easy access to dollars. And then we started, you know, and there was Rise Reps, there was Carry Reps, there was Piggy Reps, everybody was there like, oh, this market, we like say it's all past our hand, we cannot handle it. Not that we cannot handle it, but in going into a market, sometimes you have to accept the reality that there are top players in the market, and you might not necessarily want to compete with them. I'm not saying it's impossible to compete with them, but there's really no need at that point in time. You're going to burn money that you don't probably have. And right now in Nigeria, unlike in the 2017 and 2018, investors are just pouring money into the country. But right now, nobody's bringing in FX, but everybody's scared. When they bring in FX, how do you get the FX out? So you need to move fast. So we sat back and said, this promise is not going to change. Remember at the beginning, I said, your promise won't change, but how you deliver that promise might change. I said, okay, the other aspect we can play in as a company is to create dollar accounts for people, USD accounts. So you want to receive payments from the US, we will give you an account to receive those payments. We will ensure that your first month free and a couple of things around the transactions, because our promise has always been easy access to dollars and converting it to naira whenever you want. But we needed an advantage. We then looked at everybody in the market, and we found out that withdrawal rates when you are withdrawing your naira. So for example, you will get $1,000. At the end of the day, when you are withdrawing your dollars to naira, after all the fees and everything, you will probably end up with $905. And when you now convert to naira again, the rate will be lower than what you will get from that market. So we said, look, it's an opportunity for us. And we started a campaign. This is the first thing I'm mentioning in the campaign because we're still testing it out. It's called Get Paid in Full. So the idea is that you send one and you get paid in full. So you get $1,000 from your company, wherever you're getting money from, and you withdraw $1,000 at the best possible rates. So we started building out things like to compare rates, tell people this is how much you get when you withdraw with Senua, this is how much you get when you withdraw from other brands. On our end, we are being very bold. We are calling out the brand names. You don't necessarily need to do that on your own end. But what I will tell you is that if you want to stand out in a competitive society, your brand has to have an opinion. Your brand must have an opinion. For example, going back to Carry Wise. When I was at Carolines, we used to say something. Well, building is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So when people come to us like, oh, I want to save money for 7 days, I just want to save my money for 4 days, I don't want to put it today, withdraw it by Thursday. And for people who use Carolines here, I want to just say something. I have used Carolines here. I don't know, interesting. Wow. So, but let me give you an example. When Carolines started, you can withdraw your money anytime on the ground. You save your money in the morning, 12 p.m. in the afternoon, you can withdraw your money. I was getting to know some customers then, a particular guy, he will save his money by 8 a.m. on the dot. 12:05, he will withdraw the money back. Bear in mind that we are having fees as a company because those things are not free. You understand? And we went back to our promise. Our promise was to help people save money to hit certain goals. So how are we going to help those people? To ensure that the minimum lock-up period will say 3 months. If you don't want 3 months, Carolines is not for you. Of course, later on, Carolines has to do things like emergency funds. But if you check on Twitter today and you ask anybody about Carolines, what they will tell you is that the discipline of Carolines is unbreakable. Like even if in quotes, you are dying and you are begging, please open my account. They will open the account for you. Because that promise is that there are many saving platforms in Nigeria, but if you want discipline to actually keep your money and grow your money, come to Carolines. That's the opinion. So Carolines has an opinion of investment that if you really want to invest and grow your money needs to be locked. There are other platforms that have different opinions about investment, but you will see that based on that opinion, that is how Carolines markets, that is how they talk, that is how they approach everything that they do about money. Now, a very quick recap of everything I've said before I wrap up. Am I talking too fast? A very quick recap of everything, because I promised that I'll be done by 1:45. I have 2 more minutes. A very quick recap, please. Everything you try to do starts from the promise, your brand promise. As you build your brand promise, you need to have what you call a value matrix. And I explained that the value matrix, on one column you have the bad alternatives, second column you have the solution, on the third column you have your action statement. The action statement is a one-liner that you can use to market your product to anybody at any point in time. That is what it is. Then I also said, wrap it up by saying that in all of these, you also need to have an opinion as a brand, opinion on how things should be done, and you can approach that. And finally, I mentioned at the beginning that though your promise remains your promise, how you deliver that promise can change over time. You can adapt your business to ensure that you survive. I gave an example of how I said, we started building up a savings wallet. Right now, we're a $USD account that offers interest. So, on a savings wallet per se, what we do is that we offer people the USD account, but you can also still earn interest. That's not the primary thing that we're pushing. What we are pushing out is the dollar account that we're drawing to Naira, or we're going to any country in the EU at the best rates. You see that the promise is still the same, easy access to dollars, but the approach of how we are delivering it now is changed. So, if you're building your brand and you want to go on into any competitive scope, understand your promise well, scale it properly, and of course, focus on distribution. And to talk about distribution finally, before I'm sorry, I'm just checking my watch. I like, if I make a promise to somebody about timing, I like to keep to the timing. That's why I'm checking my watch. But if you want to talk about distribution, it depends on your industry. But what drives distribution fast enough is trust. If people trust you, they find it easy for them to distribute your product. Very simple example. I would use Carolines again. When Carolines started, you're talking to save people's money. This is money. People don't. How like people are coming to give you your money. They don't know where you are. Even though they know you have an office, they're like, you can wake up and run and everything like that. We decided then that we will teach people how money works. If today I teach you how to bake a cake, and you have a wedding, and I tell you, okay, don't worry, bring the money, I'll bake the cake for you. You will trust me because I taught you how to make a cake. So we focused back then, currently focused on a lot of education about how investing works, how money works. It became such a thing that some people say, okay, from Carolines, like financial advisor. So that was what, first of all, helped to build trust, and also the design of the product. So Carolines focused on like building a product that was well designed. Imagine you build a product that send money is leading you to deposits. You'll be like, I can't trust kind of that. So design-wise, to today, I still make goal to say that Carrywise has one of the best design fintech products in Nigeria. So using design and content, Carrywise is going to build trust, and of course use that to then push on for distribution. So started off with an ambassador program, students, because of course when people have low trust issues, so when people have like, they don't have any trust issues, most like usually with students in 300 level and 400 level, get them on board, and they saw like beautiful design products, they saw the storytelling, and use that to actually amplify the product. So the final thing I've said is, as great as your promise is, you have to find a distribution channel that works for you. And no matter how tempting it is, this is why I always pray that if you're starting a business and you fail plenty times in raising money, I'm sorry, because when the money enters your pocket most times, that's when you think, okay, we can do billboard in VI, we can do billboard in Lekki. No, you have to first of all learn how to distribute your product with as little money as possible before you don't have to spend. So as I tell founders that before you even raise money, try as much to distribute your product with very organic channels as much as possible before you don't have to spend a lot of money. So if you want to talk to me about growth, I want to speak to you about growth, my Twitter handle is A_Ferron. Ferron is FERANNI. I'm very active on Twitter, that's underscore, Ferron, Ferron. So I'll be happy to speak with you. I may not respond fast, but I will definitely respond, that I can promise you. So thank you very much, everyone. Build a brand promise and scale it as much as possible. Thank you very much.